have been watching The Peripheral. Did you get a chance to watch this?
I did not. No.
Okay. So, yeah, this is a Amazon series by way of, I don't think it actually is Jonathan Nolan, even though I did read some articles where they said he was involved, but I don't believe he is. He's
No,
yeah,
he's not. I think it
yeah.
might be Lisa Joy.
Okay. That
So,
makes more sense. Because it still feels whip smart, just a step ahead in future, tech, which is because it's a William Gibson adaptation. I was also wrong earlier when I said that it was part of the pattern recognition, universe of his books. That's wrong. That's totally separate. But in this, people have really intense VR headsets, and this girl and her brother, who's a vet, live in like Appalachia, and she wears his avatar, and levels. She like boosts people in VR gaming for money in this future because that's the only job she can really have outside of running a 3D print shop. But so it's like Winter's Bone meets like future tech. Their mom is dying of some tumor that they can't afford the money for, and she gets a gig on behalf of her brother to wear an experimental headset that sends her to a future alternate reality, and and then she's like basically involved in this war being fought. So it's kind of like the Christopher Nolan movie Tenet, where things are in where you have people in the future, coordinating with the past to try and fuck with our heroes, because once they realize what they're caught up in, you kind of fucks with their heads. But at the same time, they're being used by the people who are working against the governments of the future, and there's a lot going on in this show. But for the most part, Chloe Grace Moretz does a decent job as the lead. The shitty boyfriend from Midsummer plays her brother, and he does a pretty good job. And yeah, I'm gonna finish watching it. It has a neat premise, and there's 2 books of material for them to draw, from as far as this part of William Gibson's bibliography is concerned. And yeah, it's decent for an Amazon show. It's a rung below the best of like what Westworld could be, but it's decent. It's as good as like probably like the second or third season of The Expanse. As soon as Amazon started taking over.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you. So you had mentioned that there's 2 books worth of material. So do you feel as if there's enough there to stay interesting throughout the entire season?
That's a tougher question. If they do a book a season, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. I think they should treat this more like Homecoming, that another Amazon series of theirs, that they called it quits after 2, because but they that was based on a podcast, and they didn't overbleed that one either. And in this case, like the pilot episode is like 75 minutes long. It's basically a feature film, and they pack a lot into every episode, and you get your money's worth, for pound for pound when it's all said and done. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're adding to it. I can't say. I've never actually read these books, but I was aware of them, and now I'm compelled to actually pick them up and read them. But as far as like a cyberpunk TV show goes, like this is what we got. I'll take it.